Magpies. Here we go.
Let's get Saturday night footy underway. This one has got a lot of excitement about it. Perfect bounce. Bell Chambers attacked Pittonet. He stood up pretty well. Curnow slapped out of his hands by Stringer. Petreski's certainly had a little bit to think about. Now a big clash coming through. McGrath played it beautifully. Back to Merritt. First real 4-0 forward goes the way of the Bombers. And what a sight it is to see this man, Sam Docherty, back out there. He was an All-Australian back in 2017, and I would have thought it would have taken a couple of years to get him back. Walsh, he's got some pressure from behind. Did well to get the handball away. Plowman, the reverse torp, if you don't mind. Martin, nicely done, Hurley. And now the Bombers can reload.
He's got a hand in there at the right time. Snelling then unloads it to Merritt inside 50 ball. McKernan the long target, and Plowman sees it out.
Thanks, boys.
Thanks, Jacob. Devin, watching.
Who's up? Mark. Sean.
Just watching Curnow. He's gone to Shield around this stoppage. We'll see if that eventuates into a run with roll.
Simpson a little fumble. Merritt again to a dangerous spot, a 1v2, and
On the man, Carlton.
free kick is going to go the Blues' way.
Jacob, yours.
Jacob Wiedering has had a very nice start to this season.
He's just rock solid in those one-on-one contests, Wiedering.
One of only 4 players that have polled coaches' votes in every game to start the year, Jacob Wiedering, which, to your point, Richo, consistent start. Here's Silvani. Good-looking kick that to Eddie Betts. Couldn't have kicked it any better, and Eddie's got a hard-running option in Gibson. Well, that's not a good sign. We'll find out from Lingy if Jack Silvani's okay. Here's Levi. They are rock-solid hands. They just stick, don't they, when he puts the big mitts out. Good grab.
Oh, he's always been a great contested mark of the footy. He's getting to more contests now, and when they go in, they're not coming out, and they are just strong hands. And now,
15 gone.
it doesn't look great for Jack Silvani. Let's see how he converts, going through
5 straight from set shots for the year. Levi directly in front. Not a problem at all. Big Levi kicks the first of the night, and JB, you mentioned he is up there with the most improved players in the game for mine.
He jumps at the footy at its highest point, as the saying goes, and those big hands just clunk it. Good start for the Carlton Footy Club.
good ball use from one end to the other by the Blues. So let's have a look at this here. The hit on Silvani. I reckon he's just taken the wind out of him there. I think he'll be all right. It's got him in an awkward spot, bit sore, but you'd think he'd be okay to keep going. How's he looking, Lingy?
Yeah, you're right, Richo. Just sucking in the big ones. Jack Silvani from that little punch from Zach Merritt. You can see the doc's just checking out to make sure there's no little crack in the ribs or anything like that. He's uncomfortable, but I'm pretty sure, like you, that he'll get back out there.
Bell Chambers out of the middle. High ball forward. At the back, McKernan. Can he pick it up? Yes, he gets a squaring ball. McDonald, Tippenwoody lurking. And a behind. A good result for the Carlton defence.
Remarkably, this is the first time the Bombers have been behind on the scoreboard all year. They've only played the 2 games, but
Hold there. Play on. Me.
here's Wiedering. So good to see that young man doing what we all expected he was going to be able to. Mark Murphy to Gibson. Just edging it forward, the Blues. That was a really good ball from Gibbons. Now, at the back. McGovern, his second effort was really good. Picked up by McGrath, and now the runners come at Zaharakis for the Bombers.
So Davey Zaharakis at half-back. Where does he go with this ball? McKernan, Plowman gets in front. Out of play.
Yeah, Carlton
Just having a look at this little clip on Jack Silvani from Merritt, not a lot in it. Linger, you were the deliverer of about 400 of them over the journey, weren't you?
I don't know what you're talking about, JB. Never, never, ever.
Little rib ticklers. Just to let the player know you're around. Gibbons around the body, bouncing ball forward. Redmond gets in front of McGovern and out of play.
Carlton have been pretty good this year so far. When they get into this position, they get a really good setup behind the footy. Doherty is the man who sets it all up. He's the last in line, and we've got really good shape behind the footy.
Pettinet, Bell Chambers.
Hold of the arm, McGrath.
It's a free kick, McGrath.
Against Gibbons.
Umpire a long way away from that, picked it out. McGrath a little one.
Hold.
Gets it into the hands of Jordan Ridley.
Play on, play on.
He's got Langford on short.
Hold. Tommy Bell,
uses
play
him.
on, you're off your line.
Langford hoists it high. Curnow from behind on Shield. There's the matchup Richo spoke about. Doherty, long ball forward. And out of play again.
Well, he's averaged 28.5 disposals a game. Dylan Shield, he's had a really good year. And Curnow is definitely going with him the whole way here.
1 metre. Boys.
The big boys go at it again.
Play on, ball knocked
McGrath.
out.
Great move having him around the ball. Look at Cripps. Just slice his way through the heavy traffic. Good courage. Francis back with a flight. Eddie Betts. He got it.
Clear. Watch the big guys here, Gav. Yeah. A lot of work off the foot.
Shelling piece for Eddie Betts.
What about that start? You want Casbolt clunking one, and then you want Eddie Betts front and centre. It's a big blue start.
I understand, but if it's a clear block, I'll
Didn't
pay.
let him bother with a celebration, Eddie. No, that's just regulation for him.
They're dominating possession, the Blues. So a nice ball in there from Cripps. Just wants a contest out of his key forwards, and how often have we seen that over the years? Just the knack of being in the perfect position.
I love the reaction from Redmond. He's just looking at him going, it didn't happen, did it? I prepared all week to make sure. Eddie Betts, he's closing in on 300 goals at Carlton and at the Adelaide Crows. Only two other players, Tony Lockett and Buddy Franklin, have achieved that feat.
They were white hot at the start of last week, Carlton, and they've started this game really well. Curnow around the body there is Redmond, went to ground. There's the young player on debut, Philp. Murphy gets ahead of the footy. Wants his right side, now happy to duck back, and a high one. Casbolt! This time he couldn't hang on. Redmond worried out of it. Lots of players around the footy. Gibbons shoveled it back. Murphy again. Martin had a good piece of it but couldn't hang on. The Bombers really having to defend grimly. Nice smother. They'll come in again, but no one home. Hooker able to take a safe mark.
Yeah, they're soaking up some pressure, the Bombers. Good forward half game happening for the Blues.
Once again, they've got to work their way through that Marty Gleeson short ball, and you can just see the Blues are doing a great job of condensing their forward 50.
Yeah, they're hard. They're forcing them down the line every time.
And I won't mind that kick as well. Plowman gets in the way. McGrath, rare to see him overrun the ball. Arancio's back in. He had it knocked out of his hands. Look at the pressure from the Blues early. Wiedering.
Essendon. Advantage.
Advantage has been played. Fantasia. Darcy Parish. He's got an open goal square. Runs to 50. Lines it up. And that is straight through. The Bombers hit back. Very nice finish from Darcy Parish.
And that's what it was going to take to get through, either a contested mark down the line or a free kick. Got a free kick. Well done. Ford playing in front, drew the free kick. A nice advantage, and this player here gets better and better as well. Darcy Parish, a beautiful finish. So they drew the free kick down the line. And a nice advantage to take there. So hopefully that gets them settled into the game now. Only 3 Bombers have had multiple disposals, whereas 9 of the Carlton players have. So Carlton players have settled into the game a little bit quicker. That might settle the Bombers in now.
Nice running finish. Handball from Orazio Fantasia. Man, he dubbed himself Razzle Dazzle and demanded that his teammates go with it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Bit of confidence.
Bellchambers worked it down, Setterfield. And then taken out of it was Shield. Made sure the umpire saw it, but it was there.
Bring it back, Carl, thanks. Stopped. Time back on. Play on. You.
So Dylan Shield to half forward. Dangerous ball. Doherty.
You now, you.
Nunes. Again, the pressure's good from Essendon now. Doherty got it back, gave it to Cunningham. The kick not great. McGovern did pretty well. And then was dispossessed.
Oh, there, Mitch.
And Aaron Francis, that's centre half back for Essendon.
Dev Smith's provided some good run out to the wing. Juggling. Mark's
Jack,
been paid. Townsend now with a little bit of space.
Thanks, Mark. Play on.
Big Bellchambers put his hand up and wants the kick down the line. It's headed in that direction. There's Pitternet. He's performing really well for Carlton. Williamson wrapped up.
Yeah, Bellchambers, the last 2 inside 50s, has really tried to push forward as a marking target.
Stringer, so dangerous in broken play. He's walked into a couple of tackles, somehow disposed of the footy. I'm not sure how. Cunningham, a little one. Plowman just hovering over it.
Holding the man, Carlton.
And Lockie Plowman will be the recipient of the free kick.
Just an update from the bench down here. Jack Silvani's still on the bench for the Blues. That's closing in on 10 minutes. You can see there that he has been on the bench. And
back 2 metres.
we saw us from that little punch from Zach Merritt. Didn't think much of it, but the question I suppose has got to be posed, if it is a broken rib, do they take a look at the outcome as opposed to the action? And maybe Zach Merritt has a case to answer.
Tom Williamson out of side.
Stay there.
Steers it further afield, and that is out in the full.
That's the kick. No, thanks. Mitch, just hold there now.
Settled about okay, Essendon. Gleeson forward. Townsend has it thumped away from him. Cunningham just couldn't control a difficult ball. Setterfield came in. Walsh and Shield. Gleeson around the body, but Casbolt's in the hole.
Hold there. Play on.
Big Levi working back into defence.
Yeah, he's in the ruck at the moment, Levi.
And his field kicking's improved as well as his goal kicking, Richo. It's a great story, McKernan. That was the thing he couldn't allow to happen out the back. Kick from Nunes, the former Saint. It wasn't his best effort either. And now Sard to Sean McKernan.
It's a good option to go into the ruck, Levi, isn't he? Because he marks the ball so well around the ground.
Move it on, play on.
So if they go long here, Casbolt's a chance to mark this.
He's in the vicinity, loitering in Townsend. Former premiership Tiger who's got one round the corner from Langford Jones. Petreski, Seaton, Doherty. Here's Big Levi. Just blasts it out of there. And that is his opposing ruckman, McKernan, is going to send it back.
Move it on, play on.
4 or 5 nice minutes here for the Bombers. That's not a great ball. Straight to Levi Casbolt.
It'll probably come straight back to McKernan because there's no switch on.
Playing kick to kick the ruckman here, JB.
They are. McKernan will get involved here. So there you go.
Play on.
Yeah, that's better. Now he's found something in the middle.
Into the middle. Francis, long ball. McDonald tipping Woody. Pretty well done by Williamson in the end. And ball out of play.
Yeah, well defended.
Who's up?
So there's Jack Silvani. Fairly innocuous, I have to say, that knock, but he's been distressed ever since.
Thank you.
Liam, keep us updated on that one. Real arm wrestle to start this one at the MCG on a Saturday night. Walsh trying to burst his way through and then under pressure just tumbles one in the Sard direction. Able to take care of that one. Loves to go for a run, as we know. Now Cale Hooker concedes some ground. We've got every Carlton player in the defensive half of the ground, so they have to think their way through it. McDonald, Tipper, Woody, it's Casbolt out. Darcy Parish has got a gift. He's got two. Just popped up in the right spot, Darcy Parish, at the right time. And he's worked hard, pushed deep forward, and the Bombers get the lead back by a point. He kicked the match winner a couple of weeks ago against the Swans, Darcy Parish.
Who's this?
So a good centering ball and then just blasting it into a contest, and that was their 7th inside 50 in a row, the Bombers. So they just kept putting it in there, kept getting pressure on. And that was poor defence, letting it get out the back. Parish has two. Great start for him. And a good little period for the Bombers. 7 inside 50s in a row.
Weathered the early storm and now have wrestled control. Casbolt jumped into McGrath as the footy held in.
Thank you. Hold the meter.
Doherty kept it in front of himself. Cripps, possession number 3, floats it to half forward. Cunningham did well, did really well. Gave it off to Walsh. Setterfield now. Long ball inside 50. McGovern at the back. Just couldn't hang on.
Oh, he'll be kicking himself, McGovern.
McKernan's coming from 50.
It's not often that you get a direct one-on-one, and that got over all of the defence. He had a real one-on-one and should have marked that in the end.
Casbolt almost clear. Gibbons ground level. Setterfield a little look. Murphy.
Yeah, you'd be lucky in this day and age where the defences are so good and numbers get back, to get that chance one-on-one. You don't get many of them in a game.
Levi trying to direct it down. Eddie Bent's looming large as always. This situation, that's out of bounds on the full. And Mitch McGovern is going to take the free kick.
That's the line now.
Take something special from there, Richo. But well, it's that sort of player, Mitch McGovern. He can do the freaky at times.
Yeah, he can. Where's Casbolt? Just plop one at the top of the square and let him have a jump at it.
Requested a trade, as we know, from the Adelaide Crows. Had 2 years remaining on his contract, and he's the sort of player Carlton would love to get the most out of. It's a good-looking kick. He loved it, Mitch McGovern. Superb effort. That was just something special from Mitch McGovern. He had his back hard pressed against the fence, but he had no doubt in his mind that that was what he was going to do, and could not have kicked it any better.
Driving to the ground, you just got a feeling this might have something about it.
Yeah.
This matchup, it's...
Well, there's a good feeling about both teams. I reckon they're playing good footy. So here's this one-on-one where he had every chance just to take a chest mark there. He would have been kicking himself. That doesn't happen very often, one-on-one. But then he gets an opportunity less than 30 seconds later. What a finish. So he got the goal back. He would have been disappointed he didn't take that mark. But what a super finish. And when Casbolt and McGovern look dangerous and play well, they look a good team, the Blues.
Nice, free-flowing start to this game. Pitternet jumped into Dev Smith. Straight to Walsh. Taken in the Merritt tackle. Stringer. Devon Smith running onto it. Little soccer to himself. Parish has kicked a couple. Wiedering goes to ground, but his composure was good. Now Curnow. Wide to Gibbons.
Not there. Play off.
Walsh. Cunningham with room to move. Inside 50, he sticks it. It gets through the hands of Hurley. Stringer back there. That's not his best.
Holding the man, Essendon, down there where you are, Matt.
Free kick is going to go the Bombers' way, though, for a hold.
Essendon free kick.
Thanks, boys.
Played there.
Yeah, against Gibbons, that is, as you can see.
Okay, can you go?
Yep.
Just here. Thanks, Dave.
Just a touch unnecessary, and Blues were piling on the pressure, about to go
Move it on.
inside forward 50. Instead, Ridley, who's normally a pretty good user by foot, and the line McKernan appeared to give Liam Jones a decent shove, but umpire in good shape.
Got in. Thanks, boys.
No
Right in.
free kick paid. Look at Liam Jones, Richo, and you just think that's a man that has found his right part of the ground. He looks so much better as a defender.
Yeah, he does. It's been a super move to move him to defence, and he's rock solid now. And with Wiedering down there, they're really solid in the key positions now, the Blues.
Williamson, Gibbons, the outside of the boot. Francis has got to deal with Eddie Betts. Bit of strength, found a way through to Parrish, partially smothered the handball. McGovern athletically managed to get boot to ball. Not sure that's the required 15, is it? Francis has claimed the mark.
Hold there, Dave. Hold there.
Drills a low one down the wing. Petreski-Seaton breaks it up. Parrish and McGovern. Strength of the big man, and then he got shoved in the back.
Thanks, boys. Hold there, Kyle.
Line holding.
Mitch McGovern.
Move it on. Play on.
Where does he go? Just has to dump it long. Pitternet, and in front, Ridley.
And in front.
He's going to be paid
Straight
to
to him,
mark.
Mark.
Good work. Hold there. Hold there, Mark.
Looked in board, but nothing doing, so now he goes
Ed, hold.
to
No
Francis inside
Play on.
defensive 50. He wants to steer it across the ground. This has got to work.
Play
The
on.
young boy on debut. Felt just a little fumble. Here's Nunes.
Yes.
Doherty. High ball inside 50. Who can get on the end of this?
Play on.
Cripps
no,
at the
play
back. Eddie Betts, dangerous.
Holding the ball.
And holding the ball.
Advantage. Me.
Got away with one. Those
Play on.
40-metre plus switches across your defence, they're very risky. They got away with it, the Bombers.
Bombers have got a bit of run going here now. This is Will Snelling. Not a great kick at all. Petreski-Seaton couldn't believe it landed in his lap. Cripps wants to get it going the other way.
Oh, no.
The big ruckman, well played, big fella. Summed it up well. This is the first game of Phil. Couldn't quite get access to the ball, and now the Bombers have got Carl Hooker in some space.
Yeah, the first game, it just felt the pressure a little bit those last two times.
McKernan provided a good lead. They expect a lot in the absence of Joe Danaher, and wow, how do you describe that? He has shinned that sideways. And now the other way, they might be out here, the Blues.
Well done on that occasion, Phil. Did a nice job. Now we're out to Walsh. What has he got inside forward 50? Nothing. He's going to have to go back by hand to Cripps. Arches the back, gives it to Gibbons. Get around Sard. It's tough to do, but he does. Nowhere to go by foot, just has to dribble it inside 50.
No, he had Hooker and Hurley. Every time he looked up, they'd positioned themselves so well.
McGrath to the outer side, but as he's done his whole career, Cade Simpson read it best. Back inside 50 for Betts. McGrath out on the full.
That was a great defensive structure there by the Bombers.
High inside 50. Casbolt, the only one there for the Blues. Martin front and centre. Boundary throwing.
Yeah, Richo, you picked that up perfectly. When Sam Walsh originally had the ball on the open side with all sorts of time and space, the reason he couldn't go was Michael Hurley. You just don't see it off the screen, but he just so smart at getting in the right position, saved his team big time then.
And Lee, we'll check in with you in a moment. Quarter time, not far away, but Jack Silvani hasn't returned to the field since that incident. Here's a high ball. Can they get a late one here? The Blues, Levi, good attempt. Merritt was there. Did a nice job to clean up. McKernan wants to keep it in. Seconds tick down, and there won't be any further score, you would think. But there's Jack Silvani linging, and he still looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, and hasn't moved at all. The Docs have even just left him alone for the last 5 or 10 minutes. You can see there 23 minutes on the bench. I'll get a bit more of an update at quarter time. Hopefully know a little bit more about what's wrong with Jack.
Pitternet and Bell Chambers, we're going to call those two regularly across the night. Quarter time siren. And this has been an entertaining start to the old rivalry. It's the Blues and the Bombers. And just keep your eye, a little bit of push and shove. Jack Silvani goes down underneath into the rooms. We'll give you an update on that after the break. It is the Blues who lead it by 5 points. Quarter time at the MCG on Saturday Night Footy.
Didn't have long there.
Didn't
Only
have
a
long,
couple of
did he?
years.
Yeah.
All right, second term. Sam Petrevski-Seton heading down into the rooms too, so the Blues have got their concerns. Pitternet, Bell Chambers, Shield, Martin got it pushed out of his hands. There is Zach Merritt, steps on through. Donald Tippin-Woody parked under the footy.
Hasn't touched it yet.
Townsend slapped it forward, then Doherty kicked it into his teammate. Martin's hands clean as always. Curnow holding the footy.
Advantage.
McGrath, a high ball. McKernan's got a couple of feet in the air. Jones did well.
Doug Wade kicked 223 at North Melbourne.
Yep.
So Betty's about to join some elite company.
Thanks, Devon.
Williamson had the target of Mark Murphy and honoured the kick nicely. Paddy Cripps was about 30 metres further down the field, decided to go long, and Francis has come out and read that a bit better than McGovern.
That's what he does so well, Francis. He really reads the ball in the air so well.
Signed a 3-year contract extension with the Bombers. Here's McKernan. Would have taken Wiedering high, but umpire can let this one play out.
He threw Wiedering to the ground, then he got away with it.
Here's Cripps. Flicks it back to Jack Martin. Now Doherty. Curnow will turn around, and so he's got options out wide. Jones at halfback still, the Blues just edging their way forward. 1-1 down the line. Out the back. Chance for Cade Simpson. Here's Eddie Betts. Simpson fell over, and now Carl Hooker to get back in, and the Bombers are going to work their way out momentarily because Sam Walsh is in the way.
As he so often is, he's got that instinctive ability to be in the right place where the footy arrives. Casbolt in from the side, couldn't hang on. Redmond unable to hang on to it as well. There's Cunningham and Cripps. Shoveled it over the top. Murphy, Sard. Around the body. McDonald Tippin-Woody, his first touch. Townsend. Zaharakis. Dev Smith in a dangerous spot. Has a bounce. Runs to centre half forward. Low drilling ball. He's going to bounce through. First strike of this second term to the Bombers, and it came from the bird of Devon Smith.
Such an important player for this Essendon team, the pressure he applies. But he's a class finisher as well, and he showed it again there. They missed him last year.
Protect their end zone. Yep.
6 touches tonight. And a nice finish. Hits the scoreboard.
Fantastic running goal there from Dev Smith. Unfortunately, bad news for Carlton, as you guys spoke about at quarter time. Jack Silvani, with that knock to the ribs, has been ruled out for the rest of the game. We've got confirmation from Carlton. We will talk to Carlton coach David Teague at halftime to find out more.
Wow, that's quite extraordinary, Lingy. It just didn't look like it had the force, but clearly the Blues medical staff feel like there's some damage done. So we'll get you up to date with that. As Lingy said, Eddie Betts has come to the wing. Started really well, Eddie. Started 2020 in fine style. He was the hero last week. Oh, the lead from behind Casbolt looks dangerous tonight. Curnow, Jack Martin summed it up pretty well. Cripps just couldn't get a handle on that one. Rare to see him not get his hands clean, and he's just not happy, as you can see. Paddy Cripps having a look up at the screen. It just didn't quite come through.
Holding the man, Essendon. Thanks, Mark. Oh, play him.
This is late addition, Braden Ham.
50 metres.
50. And a 50-metre penalty.
It's really good spread out of the stoppage there
Here it is here.
by
Clocking
the
in
Essendon team.
at 72 kilos, Braden Ham.
With him, Pat, with him.
Wouldn't be many in on an AFL list at 72 kilos. Long ball forward. Wiedering comes in from the side. Cade Simpson played his whole career at about 72 kilos. We've got a locked up ball.
What a
25
player he's
out.
been. Let's have a look at this 50.
She's not sure. That was Mitch McGovern. That's a bit stiff. He did run a long way around. Anyway, Parrish has already got a couple. Plowman gets just shoved out of the way by Jacob Townsend.
It's good overhead, Townsend.
Just here.
New recruit from Richmond in this team to put pressure on inside forward 50.
15 gone.
Got the benefit of the doubt there.
Just a good one-on-one contest,
Yeah.
Richo.
And he's generally a really good finisher, Jacob Townsend. Couldn't miss this.
Directly in front. Sticks it through. So the first two of the second term to the Bombers. Handy player. Premiership Tiger, GWS prior to that.
Kick 3 in round 1 against the Dockers at Marvel Stadium. Played really well that day. And he's just an honest, tough, hard player. You know what you're going to get out of him.
Nice start to this second term for the Bombers, and working a new celebration. What do you reckon that was, Richo? Was it an M maybe for Connor McKenna, or
It did look like an M does. Sending a little message maybe to Connor.
all of a sudden the Blues need to respond? Pitternet and Big Bellchambers square off. Good leap from Bellchambers, drove his knee right in.
Holding, back here, Kyle.
Yeah,
Back
Curno's
here.
might end up with a free kick. Looks to send it straight up the middle. Casbolt, the intended target, didn't quite get into the frame, and Michael Hurley acrobatically took a good mark back there. Releases Ridley. And he kicks it pretty well. Over the head, and Townsend to kick the last goal. Now McKernan trying to get it towards Ham. They're outnumbered here, so the Blues are going to send it by Gibbons off the side of his boot, and it will be out of bounds on the full.
Ridley bring the ball back in for the Bombers.
Just got on top around the footy a little bit at the start of this quarter, the Bombers. 4 clearances to 1, winning more contested footy. Just on top at the moment, they're having a good patch.
Marty Gleeson. Long in the McKernan direction. Big fist from Wiedering. Gibbons' hands were good. Nunes. Betts and Martin, the only ones there. Talked about that structure with Cameron Ling, Eddie Betts after the quarter-time break, and it wasn't there then. Merritt.
Got to love Redmond, I reckon, if you're a Bombers supporter. He's got a bit of toughness about him.
Goes back to Hurley, and then Dylan Shield in his defensive half.
Move it on, play on!
Drills a low one looking for Stringer. Really demanded that he came at the ball. Stringer's taken in a good tackle. Ham over the top of it. And there's Philp, the first gamer. Did okay. Martin was ragdolled. There's Redmond pumping it into his forward half. Pitternet, look out. Petrevski-Seton handled it pretty well. And now Plowman. Dangerous ball across the face. Murphy just had to hack it out of there. Doherty, Plowman. And that's out in the full.
Good pressure from the Bombers.
Straight to him, out on the full.
Well,
Straight to him. Dylan, you got to start.
We heard Eddie
from on the
Betts a
boundary
quarter
line.
time. Their pressure wasn't quite where they wanted it to be. Essendon's was better in the first quarter, and they've lifted it again here now.
This is Dylan Shield, second year at the Bombers, coming across from the Giants. Horatio, Doherty. And they've really controlled all the play in this second quarter so far. Have the Bombers kicked the only 2 goals. They won't mind this. Reloading again inside their forward 50. Bell Chambers trying to flick it out the back. Petrevski-Seton, a clearing kick. Now Cunningham read it well and he got past Saar. That's not easy to do. Gibbons, Cunningham did superbly well, took a bounce. There is nothing up forward except Eddie Betts. That's a brilliant option. Open goal square. Eddie will love this. Surely no.
They've kept their shape really well behind the footy. Hooker was the last man in line. They just had nothing. Betts
Back a metre, Michael.
had to kick a 50-metre goal to get through, but Hooker in the right position.
Move it on. Play on! You.
Just got to go high and long. Bell Chambers, Pitternet. Out of play.
And that's something that Ben Rutten and Blake Carousel have really been working on, just holding their shape behind the football.
Thank you.
He'd be really happy with that, Ben.
Ball in. Setterfield. A 2v1. Cunningham's a talented player. Eddie's unbelievably talented. Just couldn't drag it back far enough.
Thanks, Adam. Play on.
Saad. Length for the target. Setterfield did pretty well from behind. You can hear the calls of Gibbo. Eddie wanted it short. He's going to go long looking for Casbolt. And the numbers back there with the Bombers and just haven't got that balance right in the second term. Kicked it to the outnumber regularly as Townsend can't keep it in.
Let's look at Mick Hurley there. Saw the great Paul van der Haar on the front bar this week. And well, he shared the same number. I'm not sure Mick's quite as wild off the field as the legend has it Vander was, but similar type players. To the back. Just a hand in. Gibbons now. Flicked it to Philp and debut. And can he conjure something across the face? And out of play.
Out in. Rucks, thank you, Mark. Tom. Keep it
Get a
going,
ball
guys.
in deep.
Don't hold, block the footy.
Keep your meter.
Punt road end. Bell Chambers are done. Now, how are they going to look at that? Blues players want deliberate. They're not going to get it.
Rucks again, thanks. Mark, Tom.
Pitternet. This looks like a really good value acquisition, Mark Pitternet, from the Hawks.
Leading the league in hit-outs to advantage the last couple of weeks.
And he just appears to make pretty good decisions, Richo. He's capable in this part, which is what he's really there for, to compete as a ruckman, but around the ground he's got good footy sense.
Straight up, guys.
With
Thanks,
Matty
Stephen.
Cruiser out for a number of weeks, it's a pretty handy replacement. And
Mark, Tom.
I think it'd be great for Cruiser when Cruiser comes back too, just to get that extra bit of support that he hasn't had for a while. Bell Chambers on this occasion gains about 15 metres. Hurley might be pretty happy to see that one out of bounds.
Wow.
Jeez, the ball. And that's a nicely steered ball into the hands of Levi Casbolt.
Got to have another look at that holding the ball.
Wow.
That was red hot.
You're right on now, Levi.
Correct disposal there, Richo.
You're still in zone, mate.
Yep. Eddie, take him out. Hold, Devon.
It was out of play.
Another metre back. One back.
Well, this will test the advanced kicking skills of Levi Casbolt. The 45-metre banana. Have a look at Levi! Wowee!
He can't miss, Levi.
That's unbelievable.
That's 7 straight now on the set shots this year.
And that's, you talk to all the goal kickers, Richo, and you kicked 800 or however many it was. The 45-metre banana is a tough ask.
Absolutely, you've got to hit that perfectly from that distance. That has to be perfect, and he is really confident with his goal kicking at the moment, Levi. He hit that sweetly, Levi. 7 straight for the year. Super confident at the moment, the big fella. We know he can mark the footy if he kicks straight. Blues fans loved it, the Toyota fan zone at home. 2 or 3 years back, he had the legitimate yips, Levi, didn't he? From 15 out, you weren't confident.
Anyone says you can't improve that part of your game, Levi Casbolt is living proof. If you put some time in, Richo, you can.
Sav Rocket did a lot of work with him. I'm not sure if he still is now, but I know he has in the past.
Not under Big Sav. It's a remarkable turnaround.
Kicking in danger. Carlton.
And his field kicking as well.
Mark's here, hold there. Try and back
goes
on.
into the ruck.
Play on.
Become a very, very good player, Levi Casbolt. So too, this man, Jacob Wiedering, moved the ball well to Cunningham.
Play on, play on. Yep.
Just has to dump it long down the line. And Mason Redmond. He's a much improved defender as well for the Bombers.
See there, guys, Jack Silvani, just to remind everyone who's perhaps just tuning in, that ruled out from very early on in this game, knocked to the ribs, and just heading off with a couple of Carlton officials there, perhaps to go and get some scans or just get home and make sure he's well looked after. And we talked to David Teague at half-time to find out a bit more information about Jack.
Hold there, Jack.
Yet to really impact in this game, Stringer.
Move it on, play on.
They'll go all the way back to Simpson. They've got the switch on with Doherty. They love the ball in his hands. Williamson further afield. They'll swing it to him on the wing. Walsh got the ball into a good position here, the Blues. Walsh runs a bit of an arc and then really floats it inside forward 50. Tough ball for the forwards. Murphy, time and class, tried to find centre field. A few found him. Now McGovern on the left has stuck it through. Second on the night for Mitch McGovern. And a seesawing encounter at the MCG.
This is great for Carlton. Casbolt and McGovern really having an influence on the game. 4 goals between them. Been crying out for this, the Carlton Footy Club, inside 50, and they're producing tonight so far, the 2 keys.
It's exciting for Carlton, Richo, isn't it, when you think Harry Mackay not playing tonight, Charlie Curnow to come back in, and the luxury of Casbolt and also McGovern performing as well as they are.
You just wouldn't be able to play them all at the moment. I mean, we've got a lot of options down there inside 50 when they're all fit, so there's going to be positions up for grabs, and when you've got multiple options down there, you know, you've got to play well or you're not going to get a game, so that's a good thing for Carlton when they're all fit.
So this is Casbolt now taking a turn in the ruck. He's competing well in there. Slapped forward by Dylan Shield. Setterfield's won a bit of the ball, got it to Cripps. Here they come again, the Blues. Had a good patch. Kicked the last 2 goals. Doherty took on the tackler. He did it really well. Back to Cripps. Centering ball. A lot of Bombers numbers. And Mike really read it better than anyone else.
Play on! You.
High and wide. Petreski-Seaton might have just got to the back of his direct opponent.
Straight away.
Just to throw it back to Orazio Fantasia.
Hold there. Hold there.
Bell Chambers taken out of it. No. He tried to make sure the umpire saw that he was, but nothing doing according to the umpire.
Move on. Play on.
Casbolt sends it back. Cunningham's had a nice start to this game.
He's having an amazing game, Cunningham.
Long ball forward. McGovern in front. Eddie at the back. Ball out of play.
He's up to 17 disposals, Cunningham.
I love him
tested.
I love him at Icon Park, Richo. You talk to anyone attached to the Blues, and they are big fans of David Cunningham.
Just a better balanced looking side, Carlton, at the moment, isn't it? They've got good options, and keep your eye on the veteran Eddie Betts. Here he is, he's going to work. Casbolt decided he was big enough and strong enough to do it all on his own. Now the Essendon defence go to work. Dev Smith. Pretty clever kick in the end to Langford. Try and flick it over to Zaharakis. Now a veteran, the Bombers. Redmond. Beautifully smothered off the boot. Plowman, who did a great job. Zaharakis back in there, flicks it over to Orazio, right through the heart of the MCG. McDonald-Tipperwoody's been quiet. Jones goes back courageously, as always. Parrish's tackle was strong. And umpire says, give it to me.
Thanks, Joe. They're behind your fish.
Thanks, Cade. Ball
Kate
fix.
Simpson at the bottom, goes past John Nichols tonight. Only Dool and Bradley in front of him. What a player.
Nunes. Doherty really good. Dumps it out of there. Jack Martin with work to do.
Play on, off hands. Play on.
Francis bashed out of a couple. Redmond attempted the running talk. High degree of difficulty. And Curnow did well.
Stay still, hold.
He just sits a high one up centre of the ground. Tough to handle. Gleeson did well.
Out, Eddie. Out there. Out.
Shields had 10 disposals, but they've all been contested, so Curnow's really been able to shut down his outside run. So he's done a good job, Ed Curnow.
Carl Hooker. David Zaharakis.
The last thing they want, the Blues, is Shield running into open space, so it's been a good
Move it on, Dave.
job so far.
Play on.
Slap to the front. Philp. To a 1v2. Murphy did well to hold his ground. Handball to McGovern. McGovern unselfishly goes to Gibbons. Great vision and wonderful execution.
How good's that left? Had every right, probably, then to have a shot at goal. Good execution of the left foot by McGovern as he comes from the ground, and the Blues are really getting on top now.
15 now.
Triangle. That's it. 15 gone.
That's great field awareness.
They need to kick this because they've been pretty dominant
Thanks, Jack.
the second half of this quarter.
Michael Gibbons to make it 3 in a row for the Blues. And he's dragged it to the left.
McGowan just having a quiet word to David T.
Positive for the Blues going in at half-time. Cripps has been pretty quiet, really. We know he's had to carry the club. It's good to see other players stepping up. Cunningham, Gibbons.
They've gone to work on Paddy Cripps. Here he is on cue, Richo, as you mentioned it. Come back to you on that in a moment. That one was touched, so it will be a boundary throw-in.
Well, they've just been able to limit his effectiveness around the stoppages. Only one clearance so far tonight. But Carlton are winning the clearances, so that is a great sign. Other players have stepped up. Setterfield's had 4. A couple to Petrevski-Seaton.
There is Paddy Cripps on screen. McGrath.
Throw it in.
Minute
Tom, mark
to
again.
half-time. It's
Arms free,
an
guys.
intriguing game of football.
Come on. Don't hold or block him. No, Ed, stand up.
Keep your meter, Tom.
Pitternet tried to get it to the back.
Langford did really well there on Cripps.
Merritt brought it away. Sam Doherty on the left can get it to Cunningham, who's knocked up, getting the footy. Possession number 18. And short to Setterfield.
Hold. Stay out, boys. Right out.
Sandy Dragons just become an extraordinary source of AFL footballers. Long ball from Setterfield. Casbolt involved. Murphy. Little inching kick forward. Dylan Shield. Underground handballs. Pretty good to McGrath. Jones resolute in the air. Petrevski-Seaton. This is an important ball to win because lots of Bombers are lurking. Merritt, one of them. Dev Smith involved. Cripps just ploughs his way through. To half forward, Eddie Betts has just got to compete in the air. Casbolt's got to think his way through this. Siren beat him. Probably should have had a ping, but he wouldn't have known that the siren was charging at him. So the Blues at the half take an 8-point lead into the long change. And that man on screen, Eddie Betts.
Ground and take the ball forward.
Appreciate your time. All the best in the second half.
Thanks, Ling.
Ben Rutten with Cameron Ling as we get ready to start this second half.
Yeah, they've got to get Fantasia, Stringer, Tip and Woody involved in forward 50.
Paddy Cripps, solid and giving his all in the first half, but he's got more in the tank as well, which is a pretty good sign if you're a Blues fan. They've
Got 15,
fought well. Play on to Cole Williamson. He's a left footer, and that was a beautiful kick in a confined situation to Pitternet, who's really carving a name out for himself in season 2020. The big man.
It's just opportunity, isn't it?
Yep.
Finally got an opportunity.
Michael Hurley in there didn't get the ball. Gibbons' hands were really good. Cunningham had a superb first half and jammed it into the post.
They're just much more lively at ground level in their forward 50. 27 disposals inside their forward 50, Carlton. Down the other end, Essendon, only 5 disposals. It's just come straight back out.
Williamson stands under the ball. McKernan gets bowled over. Wiedering kicks it out of play, but it's on the bounce. And it's going to be thrown in.
Rocks, thank you.
Emerging defender, Jacob Wiedering. Curnow release the ball. Not getting out of there, Zaharakis.
Langford continues to be the man around the stoppages on Cripps. He's done a pretty good job.
Holding the man. Carlton ball.
Hold on, Tom Williamson. So they'll get repeat entries here, the Blues. He's got Murphy on short. Gets to him now. He wants to take the man on. And then he sits it up to a dangerous spot.
Early, Essendon.
Free kick's going to go to the Bombers.
Come back on. Play on.
Releases Sard.
Mate.
Had more running bounces Sard than anyone in the competition in the past couple of years. Really loves to get on his bike and get moving.
Thanks, Mitch.
Mind a bit of that right now. The Bombers a bit more risk in their play. Pitternet took a good mark. Had another really good night. Just 7 games, as we said before, in 4 years at the Hawks. Casbolt. Ham picked it up. Walsh got hold of him. Made a good tackle. The ball spilled out. Blues want to keep it in open play. Bell Chambers gang tackled by a couple of Blues.
Right it to us. Next time. Tom, Mark.
Cripps did well. Got it to Gibbons. McGovern high. Good mark taken in front by Jordan Ridley.
They absolutely love this bloke, the Essendon coaches, talking to a few of them. Jordan Ridley, his improvement has just been outstanding. Only game number 12, great height, reads the ball in the air, pretty brave. Big future at the Bombers.
Lallman had to fist it away from Redmond, and then Ham slewed off the side of the boot.
Just there.
Nearly marked Burrow and Cameron Ling down
He's on
there.
the mark, Sam.
His hands have dropped off a bit.
As soon as you're in it, play on. Hold there.
Probably can't feel them.
Shattered, I dropped that one. Really wanted to brag about it. Spilt it.
6 degrees in Melbourne tonight. Long ball forward, and look at Casbolt. His hands are white hot.
He's in a sweet spot, isn't he? You can just see the confidence in him when he approaches the footy. He knows if he gets 2 hands to it, he's going to mark it, and he's just timing it beautifully. Have a look at this. Just timed his run at the highest point. What hope did Hooker have? None.
Sorry, mate, I didn't hear.
The ball just stays in there too. There's no bobbling.
Now this will test. Let's see how the set shot goes from here.
Has not missed one. Levi still hasn't, because that hasn't got the trip.
Still 100%.
Eddie Betts, ground level. Still Eddie working away. It gets to the back. Zaharakis keeps it in. Casbolt goes back and marks it again.
Just there.
This is
Just there.
A tighter shot, but he's closer to goal. You can see the set shot work in 2020.
Well, you just relax from this angle because you're not expected to kick it really.
And he doesn't. That's out in the full. So he's still 7 straight.
Eddie, back to the 9. Eddie, back to the 9. Yep, hold there. Play on.
What can Saar do from here? He does take a bounce. Drives it as far out as he can. It's got out the back initially, but Plowman works it to Jones, and this is going to open up some space. Cade Simpson wants it, as Richo pointed out. He goes past Big Nick. In games played tonight, it's 329, third on the all-time list for the Blues. Fine career for Cade Simpson and David Cunningham.
He's on the mark, Dave. Thanks.
Take his best from here, Richo, man.
Certainly will, but the night he's having,
Let him run.
will he have a shot, or
Just there,
will he
Dave.
pop it up and see if Casbolt can get a run at it?
Sponsor number 21, he's got a career high of 23. Cunningham, and all the way there, Casbolt nearly grabbed it. Look at Eddie swooping front and centre.
Yeah, they're the ones when you're not quite sure of your distance, probably better off putting it 10 to 15 out, and particularly when you've got Casbolt down there marking it like he is.
Wait for the call.
Carlton 17 of the last 21 forward 50 entries in this game. They've got a hold on it at the moment. Pitternet, not quite. Zaharakis missing with the attempted kick. Langford. Eddie Betts inside 50. Gibbons, it bounced just ahead of him.
Right, hit the ground.
In saying that, though, look at that dominance. The scoreboard looks pretty good for Essendon. So they're holding up. They'll get their chance.
Play on.
Eddie Betts not able to control the ball. McGrath high. Nunes got rid of his direct opponent. Cunningham's had his own footy out there. McKernan went to ground. Snelling has it hemmed in.
Ball.
They'll have a ball up.
Straight back. Hold the meter. Here it is. Out of the way, guys.
Will Chambers took it clean from the ruck. It's a nice pick up from Snelling, and equally good hands to Zach Merritt. They've got the loose back in Doherty, so Zaharakis really had to do that. Turn and pivot back to Dylan Shields. Still Doherty back in the zone, so the centering kick was the right option. Juggling attempt by Walsh, and the numbers with the Blues went out. This is Plowman. So Anthony McDonald to Woody on the screen. He's
Just can't lock it inside their 50, the Bombers. It's come out pretty easy there again.
kick came up a little bit short. Parrish kicked a couple of goals in the first quarter. Now they get a chance. Bursting through, and McKernan presented. And that was a much better look inside forward 50. Sean McKernan can go back and kick a goal.
So for all that dominance that Carlton have had,
He's on the mark.
McKernan kicks this. We're under a goal.
15 gone.
15 gone.
His coaching staff would be really looking to Sean McKernan to have a breakout season. Joe Danaher, we know, has been on the long-term injury list, and there is a gap wide open for him to stand up as a big forward. You need to kick these sort of goals. Big moment. McKernan, good-looking kick. That's what the Bombers needed. He's capable of really good things, Sean McKernan. Powerful athlete, good hands. Just hasn't quite been able to put it all together, but it was a good moment. The Bombers needed it.
Yeah, they need him inside 50. As we saw there, only 3 marks inside 50 for the night. Stringer coming back on, but if they're to win this game, they need either him or Stringer. Take some marks inside 50. It's really straight action, isn't it? Everything's really straight. Beautiful finish.
So for all of the territory dominance, the Blues just 4-point leaders. Got to take your chances. Bell Chambers down. Pitternet, good follow-up. Cripps just arches the back. Looping handball for Walsh, who gives it back to Cripps. Runs to 50, unloads, Sprays it a little. Through for a behind.
Thanks, Mitch.
That is exciting for the Blues fans. Cripps to Walsh, back to Cripps. I love Pitterneck getting down at ground level and picking it up off his toes really well. Exciting play. Once again, Pitterneck competing hard. Devon Smith only found Cade Simpson. Here's Walsh in front. Too far out to score, you'd think, for the young man. So he's going to drive in the Casbolt direction. Good defensive mark, Francis. He's an exciting player, isn't he?
Oh, bad, but he picks it up so quickly in the air, Francis. That's not so good.
And
but
he's sorry to jump in there, and he hurt himself as he kicked that one. Grabbed at the back of his leg. He's going to stay on Eddie Betts right now, Aaron Francis. But as he kicked this, straight away grabbed at his leg. I'll keep an eye on him for you.
Jack Nunes, the former Saint, broke it up in the air, and this would hurt from a direct turnover. It's got to work back from there. It's not going to. A bit wasteful in front of goal at the moment, the Blues.
Fantastic.
Real arm wrestle this game at the moment. Bombers trying to find their way out from full-back. Braden Hand, the late inclusion. Tom Cutler, the late withdrawal for the Bombers tonight.
Tom, Mark, boys, keep the meter.
Aaron Francis looks like he's going to stay out there at the moment. Maybe just a little bit of soreness because the kick went straight to Jack Nunes, perhaps. That old chestnut.
Yeah, never enjoyed, was it, when you cough one up like that, Lingy? Here's Dev Smith. Under some real pressure from Murphy. Good follow-up tackle again. Will Setterfield. A really strong ball winner. Can the Bombers find a way through? Zach Merritt. He had McGrath and just weren't able to quite get it right, the Bombers.
Tom, keep the meter.
To the back, Setterfield. Tried to reef it in. Cripps' hands were a little strong. Williamson. And Murphy outside of the boot, clever. Found Paddy Cripps. Doherty on short, decided to go further back. This is a dangerous ball. Big ball to win now. Horrible place on the ground to turn the footy over. Langford. Handball's inside forward 50. Doherty now back there and just ends it to Simpson.
Rancio Fantasia, I think, down behind play. Very sore after that collision.
Untidy ball out.
Just cannot get a run at it, can he, Fantasia? It's just so disappointing for him.
Let's have a look. He really jammed the shin, didn't it? He's got a big limp up. Let's hope it's just a severe bruising. He seems to be jogging away okay.
So back downfield, yours, Eddie.
So he gets a bit of good luck here. Eddie Betts has got a target inside 50. Here's the first gamer. Phil went and committed his body. He's a good pressure player. He's got speed. Just couldn't quite get the end result he wanted. Carl Hooker, that was a delicate mark. And now here come the Bombers. A little bit of time and space. Redmond takes 3 bounces. And handball to Ridley was a real clanger.
At the moment, they're going to have to run and carry through 50 because we have another look at Fantasia here. Just a direct hit on his shin. They're just a bit undersized in their forward 50 with Jones and Wiedering and Plowman back there. There's not a lot of height inside forward 50 for the Bombers, so if they kick long high balls in, it's hard to see them scoring at the moment.
Parrish coughed it up to Murphy. Now Walsh. Hooker in front, should take the mark, he couldn't. Shield off the ground. Plowman taken instantly in a tackle.
Thank you.
Their stringer's 192. He's their tallest forward. Townsend's playing on Jones. Petrevski-Seaton's locked down beautifully on Tip and Woody.
And you've got Sam Doherty back there just playing as that last defender, just in case somebody's able to burst through. So really well set up. Richo, what you're talking about the Blues at the moment.
Who's going to break first here? Murphy. Threw it to Cripps. He's taken out.
Yeah, he's so good at that, isn't he, Lingy? Just positioning himself where he needs to. He's had 21 disposals.
The great thing watching him is he's set up there, he's there to defend and to help his teammates, but the second it looks like the Blues are going to win the footy, he's off and getting up the ground. He's not just going to live back there, he's going to join in.
Such a great sight to see him out there too, Linger. Sam Doherty, 2 knee reconstructions. He's an All-Australian the year prior to that unfolding. Gibbons dispossessed as he kicked it. Chance through the middle if they can find a way here. Snelling, Fantasia's back up, got through the tackle. Normally dangerous here, Orazio out the back. Tipperwoody's been really quiet. Hands to it. Front and centre, Stringer also quiet off his legs. And out of bounds.
Essendon, who's up?
Great run on run. Petrovsky,
Shakes up.
McDonald, Tipperwoody.
Mark, Jake. Jake.
Stringer, then Pitternet. Pitternet straight to Langford. Walks through on the left, Langford. Jones, resolute in defence and well done by Wiedering to see it through for a behind.
Langford's had a couple of good wins around the stoppages against Cripps. Good size, he's been able to match him for size.
There's Doherty out of defence to Will Setterfield. Taking pick 5 in the 2016 draft to the GWS. Setterfield is going to be a big part of this midfield going forward for the Blues. Paddy Cripps, I heard a voice out there. It was an unconventional thing to do, and it hasn't come off. Darcy Parish wanting to find Stringer. They've got to get him into the game as well. Jake Stringer, just the 5 disposals, hasn't kicked a goal on the night, that man.
Jake Stringer.
I wonder if they can throw Hooker forward. We know they've done it a fair bit in the past. We know that he can kick goals.
Casbolt with a double fist. Martin's been quiet. Gave it to Petrovsky-Seton. Measures the kick down the line, looking for Cripps. It's bashed away from him.
The buzzword that we hear at the moment from coaches is connectivity between the lines, between the mids, the forwards and the backs. And Essendon just right now do look like a team that's only played the 1 game in 13 weeks and are just desperate for that match time. And obviously didn't get to train completely during this week. There's just no real connection as they try and move the ball forward at the moment.
Walsh. Hurley, as he so often is, in the right spot. McGovern, late fist. The ball's over the line. So we're a long way into this third term. Just the 1 goal from McKernan. And the good news for the Bombers is they're only 5 points adrift, even though they're playing nowhere near as well as they can. Casbolt, McKernan, Shield. Got a kick out of there somehow. Now Walsh swings it to half forward. Murphy edged his man under the ball but couldn't take the mark. Ridley did nicely. Langford, Dev Smith just tumbles it down the line. Is that deliberate? Yes, it is.
It's a pretty clear decision for the umpire. Not much doubt about that one. It's just where the Blues have been good. Change of direction. Plowman, a hard run from Williamson out wide, but defensive effort from the Bombers initially good, but Plowman, as you saw, stepped through it, and then the follow-up run was good. This is Williamson now out wide. Setterfield's pushed hard in the middle of the ground. Beautiful kick. Now they're out. This is the former St. Newnes. Decided to go short. Jack Martin. It's a really awkward ball to take in the end. They've chopped it off again. The first game of film. Handball looking for Martin, but don't argue. Spun it back to Cunningham, who's having the night of his life. Back now to Mitch McGovern. Can they get it through to Setterfield? McGovern again. It's been through a lot of hands, and they still can't get it home. Wow.
Thanks, Dylan. Stand. Just leave it there.
Someone just had to take responsibility. Saad. Long in the hooker direction, almost held on the veteran. then missed with the handball. Shield came through, his handball missed. Williamson dispossessed. Back to McKernan. McGrath now. That's going to work. Just got through the hands of Snelling. And then Plowman was taken high.
Straight away.
Big couple of minutes to finish this term. Gibbons.
Oh, there. Play on.
Martin, Murphy. Murphy, normally a good user, kicks it to a 1v2.
Play on.
Shovel it back to Gibbons. High ball inside 50, Sard well placed.
Interesting point when you brought up before about the extraordinary week the Essendon players have had, Richo. Conor McKenna, first player having a positive test for the coronavirus, and amazing amount of talk and speculation about players who weren't going to play and not able to train for a few days. So really unusual preparation. This is Gibbons, who is a goal kicker. He's within range. He's going to take the mouth guard out and go back and have a set shot.
He's had a good night. Forward half player, 20 disposals.
15 gone.
This is a big kick and a really low-scoring game. So tough to get shots at goal.
Picked up as a rookie ahead of the 2019 season. He had a career-high 23 touches and a couple of goals versus the Brisbane Lions. Been a really good addition. Right behind that shot. And a bit of right to left on it.
Play on.
Early to bring it back in. Goes long and wide. Bellchambers in good shape. Had to defensively fist in the end. Parrish, Fantasia. Got around Petrevski-Seaton. Inside out. Brilliant. Absolutely superb from Marazio. Gave it to Zaharakis. What's ahead of him? Merritt, centre half forward. Eased it over the top to Stringer.
Gee, that did that well.
So the kick after the siren, Richo.
They couldn't place away because Kate Simpson was playing that role. This is the kick. This was brilliant, this kick, because Jones was down the line. You could see Jones. If he didn't get that into Smith, they had no hope of getting a shot at goal. So Fantasia, and even this kick here was great. He pulled the kick because Simpson was back in the square on his own.
Straight up, mate, not over.
Great play by the Bombers.
To tie the ball game up at 38 apiece. After the siren, Jake Stringer. Right through the middle. Brilliant. We are all tied up with a quarter to play at the MCG.
Deal with this week. Their teammate Conor McKenna, and all the headlines focused on the Bombers. So let's get this final quarter underway.
Sorry, guys.
It's going to be recalled.
I will do that.
Bellchambers, Pitternet, they've had a good battle tonight.
Here we go.
All the big guns in at the centre bounce. There's Merritt, skipper.
Play on, touch, play on.
In the absence of Heppel, here's Paddy Cripps. No surprise, he won the first clearance. Got him to Cunningham, who's had a superb night. Out the back, Eddie Betts, looming dangerously. Couldn't quite get it where he wanted it to. Here's McDonald Tipperwoody, who started the centre bounce.
Play on.
Great kick from Sard.
Steers it to Ham.
Play on.
To half forward. That's a nice ball for McKernan.
Play on.
Wheels and goes. Stringer. It got to the back of him, but he's had the arm held.
Yeah. You could see that a mile away. The wheel and go. Great decision by McKernan. Wheel and go. Put the defence under the pump. Look at this kick here, firstly. Beautifully weighted into a little bit of space. Then McKernan went quickly and Plowman panicked.
So Stringer kicked the goal after the siren to draw the Bombers level.
This is what he can do. He hasn't had a big night, but he could become the match winner.
Now inside the first minute and a half. He might just slam his second one through and give the Bombers the lead. He has. Jake Stringer 2 in a row off his own boot. 7 goals, 2, so accurate where the Blues haven't been at the other end.
If Saad didn't make that kick out of the back 50, that never happens. That was so important. Great vision by Saad, great skill. Just a good passage of play. Kernan takes a big grab.
Back-to-back goals, Jake Stringer. We just pointed out that he really hadn't seen much of the footy, and Fritcho said he's more than capable of stepping up and doing that. This game has been within 2 goals the whole night. Biggest lead for Carlton, 11 points. This 7-point lead was the biggest at any stage for the Bombers.
That Gibbons miss just before 3/4 time goes down the other end. Stringer kicks the goal.
Ball to be won at ground level. Pitnet following up his work nicely, the big man. In there, Dylan Shield, and once again it's Paddy Cripps. Long ball, Casbolt's plenty good marking form. Flying high, Francis. Slap forward, Murphy, and he's got it. Saad applied a really good tackle, slapped it back, Gibbons. He got it out and eventually to Murphy. Points it back over his shoulder. Did a good job to bring it to ground level. Awkward ball for Casbolt. Awkward one for Hooker as well. Gibbons in there. Levi wants to get it out. Williamson's pushed forward. The Bomber defence. And Shealy's just jagged his foot a little bit as he tried to sock it out of defence. Going to go back inside. Well, maybe not. Off the side of the boot. And Langford. And he's away.
Forward of the ball, McKernan starting to loom in this game.
Horaceo's
McDonald,
out.
Tip and Woody next to him. Didn't want to go there. Instead, he goes to Fantasia. Nice decision-making from McKernan. Off to McDonald, Tip and Woody. And the Bombers have got another one. So 4 in a row now in this match to Essendon.
Yeah, sorry. Where are you talking about?
Very nice piece of linking up forward play from Sean McKernan.
Just see this here, Doherty wanting to get back. You just didn't see Fantasia there on your left of screen coming in. And all of their good players are getting involved now. Stringer, Tip and Woody, Fantasia and McKernan's been involved in both of those goals. So all of a sudden, forwards that have been quiet having an influence.
Sorry, pals.
And it was McDonald, Tip and Woody's run on the outside, Richo. I know he ended up with the goal eventually, but his run on the outside that forced Doherty to have to veer over to that side, which meant that Fantasia could sneak down. So great unrewarded running that actually in the end got him a reward with the goal.
Here come the Bombers again. Game high lead of 12 points. 15 was the call.
Straight up. Thank you.
A little bit willing in there. Stringer had a bit of a purple patch in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And that mark taken by Doherty. All of a sudden, it's a low-scoring game. You feel like the next goal is massive. Here's Wiedering, the Blues. Just not able to get that ball movement going. So Wiedering's going to come back out the other side. And
well, they've got free players, though.
Yeah, it opens up a little bit here. Petrescu-Seaton.
Wanted to go to Nunes. Instead of that, he went inboard.
Redmond did really well to close down Nunes then, though.
Just can't go back into their shell here, the Blues. They've got to keep taking the game on. Nunes.
Stay still, hold now.
Pounds a long one down the line. Lots of players in the air. Redmond wrapped up in the tackle. McGrath got it back. Langford. Simpson back in the hole. Nunes did that pretty well. Martin's been quiet. Sets a difficult ball up long. Casbolt, Hurley at the back, a dribbler. McGrath taken in the tackle. Langford's been important the last minute or so.
He's done well all night, Langford. He's had a big role to play on Cripps around the stoppages, starting on the wing and then picking him up around the stoppages, and he started to have an influence himself, getting a bit of the ball.
All going the Bombers' way all of a sudden. Dev Smith, long down the line. Pitternet did pretty well. Donald Tippman, Woody wants it. And Jacob Townsend, almost like a rugby try. Found the boundary line.
I got it, mate. I got it. Tom.
So they reload again. Bombers have the momentum right at the moment. Plenty of time left. Free kick.
Carlton.
And the big man, Piternet's got it. So they spread wide, but not a lot on offer. So down the line to Casbolt, coming in from the side, Ridley. Gibbons couldn't quite get it front and centre.
Can they respond, the Blues? Bombers 4 straight. After halfway through that third term, Carlton had every bit of momentum going their way. They just couldn't convert. Bell Chambers to the back. Nunes was clean. Simpson, a high one. Philp in game number 1. Hurley around the body, straight to Walsh.
Stay out, Anthony.
Slow play. Nowhere to go with the ball, so he decides to take them out on the mark on. And then long down the line. It's coming straight back in the same direction. Out of play.
Paddy Cripps, you can see there, just signalling, get me on. Got to get back out amongst it.
Boys, hold the meter.
They need their big gun. 18 possessions, Paddy Cripps. Put a fair bit of work into him around the stoppage thingy. And Richo, you pointed out tonight, Langford's had that job.
Advantage.
Advantage is paid. Mark Murphy's going to take it. Former skip, that's a beautiful looking kick. Great vision, great execution, and Jack Martin is well and truly capable from here.
Yeah, only 2 clearances for Cripps tonight, so Langford's done the job. Gee, that's great vision by Murphy.
Jack Martin kicked 4 round 1 goals. He kicked them all in the third quarter. Turned that game on its head. They desperately need this one now. Jack Martin leans back, like it off the boot, and the Blues get a big goal. Oh, he's a nice addition into this side, Jack Martin. Really plays an important role. Hasn't had the output he would have wanted tonight, but that was an important moment, Jack Martin.
Love seeing that. Couple of deep breaths in and then go back and convert.
It's a nice action, isn't it? Nice, smooth, fluent kicking action.
Back to 6 points. Important goal. Essendon kicked the next one. It was hard to see the Blues getting back. Bounce in the middle. Edging ball forward. Pitternet off the ground. Inside 50, it gets through McGovern's hands. Hooker, now Hurley, gets mown down. Through comes Murphy. Well done.
Go in, you take it, mate.
Body line the ball, the former skipper.
Keep your meter, guys. Arms free, thanks.
Bit of territory here for the Blues. There's Murphy again. Hacks it inside 50. Getting on the end of it, Levi Casbolt.
Mark Murphy's been big in these last 5 minutes for the Blues. A great vision before to set up Jack Martin. That was just a committed contest at the stoppage, quick kick in front of Stringer, but then previously that body line the ball that you guys spoke about to force the ball out of bounds. Massive from the former skipper.
Did that just bobble out, that mark?
I reckon it did on that replay.
Right, Levi Casbolt, big moment to draw the Blues level. Beautiful! Right through the middle.
Eight straight.
Jeez.
8 straight for the year for Levi. Loved it.
3 on the night, Richo. I'm just not sure whether that stayed in the whole time. We're going to have another look at that, I reckon.
Looked like it may have just got out. The umpire, tough job to see it. But play in front. If you play in front as a forward, those quick kicks out of a stoppage always drop short. So quickly to the boot, Murphy. Casbolt playing in front. Need to see the other angle on that one. He kicked truly, though. Beautiful finish.
We loved it off the boot, big Levi. It's a real 50-50 game, this one, Richo. Literally, we're all locked away on that score. And the Blues hit back with a couple in a row. Plenty of time left in this one. McKernan into the ruck. He's done it again, pitted it. Brilliant stuff to soccer it off the ground forward.
Holding the ball. Essendon. Straight to him. Thanks, Michael.
Saad came up with a really good play there at half-back for the Bombers. Who can hold their nerve best in these remaining minutes? Lots of one-on-ones further up the ground, so Jordan Ridley goes to one of those contests. It was McKernan, now Shield. Intelligent handball forward into the path of Ham, but it was out of bounds off the boot. I think it might be thrown in. Let's have a look at this replay of the mark, JB. You thought it bobbled out.
Mark, Sean.
Probably right, I think.
Did he control it before then? It's a brave umpire to say play on. The ball definitely looked like it hit the ground.
I've definitely hit it.
Pitternet. Bounce of the ball. Big ball to win here. Snelling. Held by Petrevski-Seton. The umpire wants it. Halfway through the final term, and it is all locked away.
9 clearances to 1 Carlton's way this quarter.
Little fumble there from the first gamer. Tipping Woody forward. Stringer. Simpson. A little toe poke. Walsh to come in and pick it up. He did really well. But the handball was astray. Townsend top of the square. Almost Parrish. Great pickup, Cunningham. How good's he been?
How good was that?
Thumps it out wide. All Bombers. Mick Hurley. And just a little one forward to Gleeson.
Thanks, boys.
So Gleeson.
Move it on, play on.
Gonna dump it down the line. Stringer has a play on the ball. It was a brilliant, courageous mark. Second-year player, Sam Walsh. That was the first game of Philp. We picked that up off his toes cleanly. What a great sign that is, young man. He had a couple of nervous fumbles in his first couple of looks at it, but he settled in nicely. Big game on Saturday night footy. All square it is. The two big Melbourne rivals, Essendon and Carlton, head-to-head, and she's going right down to the wire tonight.
Just take your time. Hang on. Just come over here. 1 sec.
Work out if this is out before,
Hang
I
on.
reckon.
What have you got to add? Yep. So it's Carlton's kick. Fish, you're going to take... Yeah. Sorry, mate. There you go.
Matt
Just hold
Stevic,
there.
one of the best in the business. Calmly working it through. Ed Kerno, long ball.
High contact Essendon.
McKernan.
McKernan will end up with it.
He's had an influence in this last quarter.
Hold there. Move it on.
Off a step, just down the line ball. It gets to the back. Simpson hoists it high. Bounces in and out of the hands of Ridley. Bombers go forward again, but Nunes is parked under it.
Thanks, Jake. Hold there.
Spent 4 years in the leadership group at the Saints, Jack Nunes.
Thanks, Will. Hold there, hold.
Got a new home. Picked up as a listed free agent in the off-season.
Play on.
So now the transfer of play is on.
Thanks, Darcy. Play on.
Out now to Plowman.
All right, Jack.
Jack Martin is the
Play on.
kick down the line. He's going to head in that direction. Gibbons and Saad. Saad did a pretty good job. So just over 5 minutes remaining. It's been an extraordinarily strange night in some ways. We've had ebbs and flows and some patches of raw skill and others of genuine skill error, but there's a big stake coming up. Who will prevail from here? Now a good chance. They're streaming hard forward here, the Blues.
In this tight, shortened season, these games are enormous. Gibbons, good vision, almost Casbolt. Murphy, as you heard from Cameron Ling's been brilliant. Taken high, no. Casbolt looking for Gibbons. Saad dispossessed. Blues swarm. And the umpire's going to throw it up just inside
let him go,
50.
please. Thanks. Well battled. Go back. 1 metre, Sean.
McKernan brought it down. Cripps went and found it. Somehow got a boot to ball. Saad got a hand in there. Walsh over the top. Saad then kicked it. Good hand in there from Snelling. Zaharakis is wrapped up in the Simpson tackle.
Essendon have just made a move on the bench. Kyle Langford's gone to the bench to bring Zach Merritt back on, meaning they're going to go with the fact that somebody else is going to have to take care of Paddy Cripps around the stoppage. So look for Cripps to really try and dominate these last 5 or 6 minutes.
Setterfield picked it up. Long, high kick. There to 50. Oh, what a grab. McGovern. Sure, they paid it. Mitch McGovern. That was a really courageous and well-judged mark in the end.
Just there.
Not easy, that one, Richo.
Nah, came with the flight of the ball. Look at that, eyes for the ball. And a good
15
mark.
gone.
Hurley's on the bench at the moment. I reckon they want him back out there.
Averaging 6 marks a game. Mitch McGovern kicked a big goal in the first quarter and a goal in the second as well. This is a huge moment for him. On the edge of 50. Good strike with a footy. It looks good. Has it got the journey? Just touched on the line. Ridley got it. And that 1 point is the difference.
Essendon scrambling on the bench here. They want to get Langford back on to take Cripps. They want to get Hurley and Tom Bellchambers back on. With the ball now going the other side of the ground, don't know if they'll be able to in the last 3 minutes 30.
Ridley goes wide. Nunes to close the footy down. And he takes it out. Massive point where the Blues to kick another goal.
Keep that letter again, guys.
The ramifications for the Bombers are obvious.
Keep working.
Pitternet, Cripps and Shield. Ball spills out. Setterfield to the centre of the ground. Bombers in number. Setterfield taken in a tackle and smashed into the ground. And we'll have another ball up. 3 to go. It's the Blues by a point.
Sean. Thanks, Will.
How big are these clearances now? Keep your eye on Cripps. Strange throw. Only went about a metre above the umpire's head. Now socket forward. This is a big ball. Williamson decided to go off the ground. It's a pretty intelligent play at the end. Doherty's pushed up. Beautiful pickup. Beautiful hands to Gibbons. He's decided to centre it. McGovern again. McGrath came in front and centre. Cunningham's been superb tonight. Played it superbly. Now on the left foot. Can he keep it in? Just sprayed wide and out of bounds of the full.
Eddie, back to the 9.
So the Bombers get a big chance now to reload.
Boys, move out.
It's the one result they didn't want the Blues.
They got Langford back on.
Gleeson long. Oh, Casbolt. Wonderful contested mark.
They can't get Hurley back on though, Richo.
Casbolt's going to dump it long. Lots of players in the air. Dylan Shield just turns and goes. 1v2 here. Stringer's got to make it work. Doherty at the back. Massaging ball out wide for Simpson, the veteran. He wants to go back, and he does. Sam Doherty. He's got Plowman. Didn't want to use him. It's got Petrevsky. Seaton doesn't want to go there either.
Didn't want to risk it in the middle. He's going to have to go down the line now.
Pumping kick from Doherty. Casbolt wide. Curnow around the body. Eddie Betts unable to hang on. Bombers defending grimly.
Well done,
Forward came Simpson. Curnow flicks the handball out. The Blues inside 50 again. And all on his own. The best player on the ground, David Cunningham.
What a night he's had. And with Michael Hurley still on the bench, just haven't been able to get him back on.
15 seconds gone.
The ball's on his boot.
Just
David
a bit
Cunningham.
bit of ball watching there. Look at Cunningham in the middle. Sard just had no idea that he was there.
To cap an incredible night for this young man. Set shot. And he got too close to the man on the mark and sprayed it to the left.
Wow. That opens the door now slightly. 50 seconds. Sard's going to play on. He's going to go straight on the middle.
50 metres. Let's go.
And 50. So Sard's going to be advanced.
Hooker's got himself inside 50.
Stay out.
Look at them all streaming back into defence. Sard got all the way into the centre. Going to launch a long torpedo. He's gone the barrel. Can they get a mark? Oh! What about Townsend? From nowhere, Jacob Townsend. Can you believe it? You can't possibly believe. Here's the 50.
50 metres. Let's go. No, 15 gone.
Was it there, Richard?
I'm watching very careful. Thanks, mate.
Well, this is a superb effort from Townsend.
He's normally accurate, Townsend. Right on the edge of his distance, though.
Kicked a couple of goals in the 2017 Premiership for the Tigers. Can he win the game for the Bombers? Jacob Townsend, has it got the journey? Just touched on the line. 1 point ball game. 3 seconds remaining.
They're going to hang on here, the Blues. Unbelievable scenes. Just got to not do any damage with this kick. Doherty pumps it wide. Listen to this. The Blues win it by the barest of margins. Eddie Betts can't believe the 50 was paid. Jacob Townsend can't believe that kick was online, just didn't have the trip. The Blues last 3 games, 1 point, 2 points and 1 point.
They like to send up, you keep my end up.